let's take a look at our samples under the USB microscope. And there's that one that we vectored in for example 1. So this is the original file as it was sent in from the user. And for it to be that high resolution, it's not too great. And the ramp looks like it's fattened everything out. There's a lot of debris in there. Now that stuff right there you're seeing, part of it's because this went almost all the way through the material. And I mean, it's really deep, really deep. Now I'm on an 80-watt machine, and I believe he's got a 60-watt. So, we can take this with a grain of salt. But if you'll notice, it looks like the ramp is at the bottom of the letter. And I think that's what you want on skinny letters. It helps, fortify them, adding some support. And that's about a millimeter deep. And to give you an idea of the scale we're at here, that's a millimeter scale. So, the width of that Y, oops, I can't, the auto, the width of that letter is right at a millimeter. So that's the width of that font. Now, let's go look at sample 2. And if you'll notice, I didn't scrub it good, so there's still some stuff there. But I think if you'll look how clean that is. It's not as deep as it needs to be, so we need to dial in some power. Now this is the one that's 500 millimeters per second with a 0.08 line interval, and the ramp is turned off. And well, really the proof is in the pudding, or in the ink in this case. So when we mount these things and ink them up, we'll have a better idea. But even on this small stuff here, let's go back and look at example 1 for a minute. There's so much debris around it, you really can't even tell what's going on. It just basically melted them. So that's a lot crisper. Now this is going to be the one with the ramp on it, and I'm going to go real slow. I didn't see a big difference. I might have to get the jeweler's loupe out to see. And again, if you see any of this this stuff going on like that in the center of the screen, that's just blemishes in this stuff. I ordered it off Amazon, kind of in a hurry. It's the same thickness of the material that the client has. Now this is the one with the ramp on it, and I'll probably need to split these images up, take some stills, and compare them side by side, and actually line them up to be able to see, kind of like they do on CSI shows when they're lining up bullets. But anyway, that looks a lot cleaner. I think that's going to be more what you're looking at. So I'm going to cut these out and mount them and ink them up, and then we'll look at the results under the USB microscope. And then we'll look at this again after the ink has been applied, so we can see if that will give us any additional information on how the ink is being dispersed and held in different parts of this thing. So we'll get it dialed in. I think the settings that we have here, I'm going to do another row, and then I'm going to start experimenting with depth, just by altering your speed and power as usual. And then we'll dial in some settings and adjust accordingly for the 20-watt difference in the machines between the one I'm working on and the one the client's using. And then we'll see if they can output the results that they're looking for. So there'll be more to come. Thanks.